This is ABC15 Mornings.
Today, Congress meets to count electoral college ballots.
Election crimes may have been committed in 6 of the sovereign states.
Joe Biden will be the next president of the United States.
As Congress is in session, thousands will hold a rally, which President Trump plans to attend.
This was a political earthquake in Georgia.
One race projected, the other too close to call. Who will have control of the Senate?
Our problem isn't so much having the right number of doses, it's getting those doses into the arms of people.
Getting frontline workers vaccinated. Why has the process been so slow?
Relieved. I was very concerned about the effect of the holidays.
This morning, more Valley students are logging on virtually.
Plus $900 million. That's the grand total of 2 growing lotteries as America awaits a winner in each. You know, you start off the morning like that, you can dream big about anything you want, right? Be selfish, even do it secretly. It's okay. Good morning to you, Kaylee O'Kelly here, ABC 15 Mornings in studio. Our Nick Saletti social distancing from the newsroom.
And you can do what I do. Run to the QT real quick, go in and buy the tickets, buy yourself a moon pie while you're at it.
That sounds good.
And you're guaranteed to walk away with something sweet. Hey, let's talk about that most accurate forecast. I mean, that's really been something sweet this week. Meteorologist Iris Hermosillo standing by right now, social distancing from home. A little chilly this morning, Iris, but oh my gosh, these afternoons have just been picture perfect.
Oh, they really have. It's kind of those days where you can just roll down the windows in your car as you're driving home, open up the windows at home if maybe you're working from home or schooling from home, because we are in for another gorgeous day. But maybe hold off a few hours before you open up those windows, as it is a cold start to the day. I'm showing you a live look from our Mayo Clinic Valley Cam in the North Valley. You can see the freeway there, the Loop 101. Chelsea Davis will have an update on our morning drive in just a little bit. But as far as your drive time forecast, a cold start that may require the heater on in the car, at least for a little bit. We've got 30s and 40s around the valley. Jacket weather as you step outside, that's for sure. By lunchtime, mid-60s, and then our high today, a repeat of yesterday's, up to 71 degrees. We'll talk about how much longer these 70s look to stick around in just a few minutes. Hey, Chelsea.
Hey, good morning, Iris. Good morning, everyone at home. Let's look at our accident log group traffic maps. I know Iris was pointing out the freeway in the distance. Right now, we're going to zoom to the east side of town and show you that on our maps, our freeways look pretty good. We have lots of green out there as far as the flows are concerned. State Route 347, we did have a broken down vehicle that was trying to connect you to I-10. Right now, we are not seeing that anymore, so it looks like it cleared. Even when it was there, though, it wasn't causing any delays. North Valley, same with the Loop 101 eastbound crash at 64th Street, gone now, and we're looking at all green for the 101, I-17, State Route 74, and the 303. From the west side, no brakes on I-10, but I-17 is slow around the Durango curve. Take a look at our ADOT cam. If you're traveling on I-17 southbound, just after the 7th Avenue on-ramp, there's activity off to the right shoulder, a crash there. It should be clearing soon, but you're traveling 24 miles per hour.
Chelsea, thank you for that. Let's get to your top headlines right now. A history-making night in Georgia with national implications. Election workers still counting ballots in Georgia's key Senate runoff elections. ABC News has projected Democrat Raphael Warnock will win against incumbent Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler.
The other race is still too close to call. Republican David Perdue and Democrat Jon Ossoff each have about 50% of the vote. Now, if Republicans win that seat, they will keep control of the Senate. If not, Democrats will have unified control of Congress.
Yeah, with that 50-50 split, Kamala Harris being the tiebreaker there if one's needed. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has more on those 2 races and really what that means for our country and control in Congress.
This morning, Democrats one step closer to taking control of the U.S. Senate. ABC News now projects Democratic challenger Reverend Raphael Warnock will defeat Republican incumbent Senator Kelly Loeffler in one of Georgia's runoff races.
And every day I'm in the United States Senate, I will fight for you.
Warnock is a prominent black preacher at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, a pulpit that once belonged to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In a victory speech, Warnock acknowledged his historic role as Georgia's first black elected senator.
I come before you tonight as a man who knows that the improbable journey that led me to this place in this historic moment in America could only happen here.
But his opponent, a staunch ally of President Trump, not giving in.
We have a path to victory, and we're staying on it. That's right.
The other race between Democrat Jon Ossoff and Republican David Perdue remains too close to call, separated by just a couple thousand votes. Democrats need to win both seats to flip the Senate.
This was a political earthquake in Georgia. It leaves Democrats with the very real possibility of taking control of the Senate for the first 2 years of Joe Biden's term, and it punctures the myth of infallibility, of unbeatability that President Trump has created inside the Republican Party.
President Trump has been a constant presence in the election here, chastising the state's election officials and claiming without evidence the November votes were rigged. Some Republicans fear the president's claims may have suppressed GOP turnout.
After the election for the president, it was just kind of like, wow, did our vote count?
Election officials here in Georgia say the final results could come this afternoon, but they're also giving a reminder that candidates can request a recount if the results are within a margin of 0.5%. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Atlanta.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you for that. Today, Congress will count the Electoral College votes. The process, which typically does move fast, leads to the formal declaration of who wins the presidential election. But this year, the event is expected to take longer because several lawmakers do intend to object to the outcome of the election. And ABC News has confirmed Senator Ted Cruz of Texas does plan to do that in regards to the certification of Arizona's electoral votes. Several rallies are also planned across this country, and right here in the Valley of the Sun, our John Genovese at the state capitol this morning, and we will be hearing from him in a live report coming your way at 6:30.
State will release new COVID-19 figures. Arizona seeing almost 6,000 cases reported Tuesday. Meantime, later this afternoon, the second doses of the vaccine will start to be administered to people who already got the first shot last month. We're also seeing an increase in deaths, sadly, attributed to the virus. More than 250 deaths were reported Tuesday. Now, I want to give you some context here. These deaths can date back weeks and are not all from the past 24 hours. Our state's COVID dashboard also showing inpatient and ICU beds hitting record highs. We spoke with a man who recently lost his mom to COVID.
A lot of people don't think it's real, and that's the part that scares me, is that, you know, especially with who knows? I mean, who knows what's going to happen if they, you know, with the vaccine and all that. So, you know, I want to be mad at the world, but at the same time, I guess it's inevitable.
Well, this morning, only about 7% of ICU beds across the state are open. Hospital leaders say facilities are in their worst position since the start of this pandemic.
Well, happening today, more than 40,000 students will be logging on for spring semester. The Chandler Unified School District voting for remote learning for at least the next 2 weeks. And now a teacher who sounded the alarm back in December about COVID numbers is speaking out about the decision by the board to keep kids learning virtually. Here's our Carla Navarrete.
And we're also worried about our own health. There are teachers who are in high-risk groups, and they haven't gotten the opportunity to go online.
That was teacher Carla Turner back in December when COVID numbers were already rising. Today, she is reacting to Chandler Unified's board decision to keep roughly 46,000 students K through 12 learning virtually for 2 weeks.
I'm relieved. I was very concerned about the effect of the holidays on the kids coming back into the classrooms and the adults coming back into the classrooms. So at least this 2 weeks gives us this time to reset, to see where the numbers are going.
Students this morning are logging on virtually, forcing parents to pivot rather quickly.
You can't wait till the 11th hour to tell people, sorry, you can't go to work. You have to teach your children now. We need to come to terms with the fact that everybody wants our kids in school, but the only way that's going to happen is if we make good choices.
The board's decision came 48 hours after the state superintendent, Kathy Hoffman, asking the governor to do just that, to mandate that all districts go virtual, something the governor wouldn't do. When asked about Chandler Unified's decision, Superintendent Hoffman's statement reads, quote, "The rising COVID-19 numbers are incredibly alarming as many teachers and students return to the classroom. It is imperative that every Arizonan, including state leaders, continue to do everything possible to slow the spread of COVID-19. With the promises of a vaccine providing a light at the end of a long tunnel, now is the time to double down on efforts to protect frontline healthcare workers while keeping teachers and students safe."
Well, a week from today, on January 13th, the Chandler Unified School District will revisit the COVID-19 numbers and determine whether to stay virtual or go back to in-person learning. Right now, in-person learning is set to happen on January 19th. For now, reporting in Chandler, I'm Carla Navarrete, ABC 15 Arizona.
Okay, Carla, thank you. 10 past the hour. Next on ABC 15 Mornings, confusion over the latest round of stimulus checks has some wondering where to find the money.
Plus, what's taking so long? Why the coronavirus vaccine rollout is well behind the initial goal.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
Chelsea Davis here. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Let's look at our roadways. Our Accident Law Group traffic maps actually look pretty good. We have a lot of green out there with our freeway flows. East Valley, all clear and quiet. No reported crashes if you travel on any of the 202s. Red Mountain, Santan, Super Red Tan, South Mountain, all clear so far this morning. Same with I-10, US 60, and State Route 347 too. You look awesome into and out of Maricopa. I'm not tracking delays yet. I'll let you know if that changes. North Valley, all green. I-17, State Route 74, Carefree Highway, the 303. 101 looks awesome between I-17 and the 51. Normally we start to see some breaks around this time of day, but that's not the case this morning. Same with I-10. No major delays making your way into downtown Phoenix, whether you're going to the stack, the mini stack. I-17, you will see some delays still around the Durango curve, but the crash was at 7th Avenue off right. Clear now, so you don't have to worry about that. Take a look at our desert drive times. Overall, below average for this time of day. I have 3 of them on the screen for you here, but I'll check back in with you in a few minutes and I'll show you some more. For now, though, let's check in with meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. I took your advice yesterday, went on a hike, and it felt awesome.
Yeah, it was a good day to be outside yesterday, that's for sure, Chelsea. And you know what, for everyone who maybe didn't get a chance to enjoy our gorgeous conditions yesterday, well, today you've got another opportunity. Just know that you're going to need to layer up again if you are going to be heading out the door early, because we do have more 30s this morning than what we woke up to yesterday. And the difference is the lack of cloud cover, right? So yesterday we woke up with some lingering clouds, and that allowed our temperatures to stay just a little bit milder. But today, with clear skies overnight, our temperatures have dropped into the mid-30s in some neighborhoods already. We're at 36 degrees in Chandler. Mesa, you're right there too. 45 in Glendale, and it's 41 in Avondale, with that temperature at Phoenix Sky Harbor also down to 41 degrees now. Up north, we're waking up to colder conditions too. We're talking teens and even single digits in northern Arizona. The Grand Canyon at just 7 degrees and only 11 degrees in Flagstaff. So of course, bundling up is going to be key in northern Arizona. Highs in the upper, or rather current conditions in the upper 30s right now in Globe and also in Payson, and we're down below freezing in Prescott as we start the day at 31 degrees there. Now, typically this time of year, we earn our bragging rights. So I wanted to take you around the country just to show you how we stack up compared to everybody else. Right now, we're not too much warmer in Phoenix in comparison to the rest of the country. We're at 41 degrees, right? And other spots across the country are in the 20s and 30s. That's the majority of the temperatures that you're seeing here on the map. But here's the deal. Some of these areas won't be warming too much further. So as you look at the forecast highs for today, those 30s, yeah, they're sticking around across the upper Midwest. Spots like Chicago only reaching the mid-30s today. So it's no surprise at this time of year, again, we earn those bragging rights with those temperatures getting milder. In fact, we're going to be one of the warmer spots with temperatures in the 70s here in central and in southern Arizona. Now, of course, that also means we're running a little bit above the normal high for this time of year. We're talking about 5 degrees above normal because our 30-year average is 66, but hard to complain when we are talking 70s and just gorgeous outdoor conditions. A high of 71 today in Phoenix. We'll make it to 68 at Lake Havasu, 58 today in Prescott, and upper 40s for Flagstaff and Show Low. You will notice a change in that we're going to see more clouds moving in today. Those clouds will move in this afternoon and evening, making for a partly cloudy afternoon, partly cloudy tonight too, but no rain in our forecast. So low 40s now, and then we'll climb up to 71 for a high here this afternoon. And as you look at that 7-day, highs will reach the to low 70s every day through the end of the week, with a slight drop closer to normal this weekend into the 60s.
Okay, Iris, thank you for that. Arizona's vaccine rollout is moving slower than expected, but today some healthcare workers will get that second dose. So far, roughly 100,000 doses have been administered in Arizona, but right now, more than 2/3 of our state's supply is in storage, and we're not alone. These sluggish rollouts are being reported across the country. So what about teachers here in our state? The superintendent of public instruction, Kathy Hoffman, is telling our news partner KTAR teachers here could get the vaccine within 2 weeks, and those vaccines are not mandatory for educators.
Well, good news when it comes to the new strains of the coronavirus. Experts say although the new strains are more transmissible, the human immune response can still deal with these mutations. That's because the immune system makes a variety of antibodies, so some of them are still likely to work.
Well, some anxiety right now for so many people still waiting on this most recent round of stimulus money. Some are saying that their money was actually sent to a different bank account. So this morning, our Mark Thompson taking a closer look at this and sharing what might be causing the confusion and probably offering a little bit of relief to who are still waiting, to those who are.
Yeah, absolutely. Kaylee, good morning to you. And this all has to do, at least in this set of circumstances, with a major tax preparer. We've been getting a lot of questions from you, the viewer, asking, where is my stimulus check? Well, if you filed with H&R Block and you don't recognize the account number online, you are not alone. Customers are wondering why the Get My Payment tool on the IRS website, when they log on to that, they're seeing an account number they don't recognize. The IRS says that if you filed your 2019 returns and gave them direct deposit information, you should automatically get those payments in your bank account. But H&R Block says that they're experiencing delays, saying that if you purchased the refund transfer with them, that's an online tool, it may be showing the account information that is associated with that account.
The biggest feature of the site is being able to vote alongside your representatives, your senators, voting on all the same bills that they vote on, and then getting a calculated percentage of agreement between yourself and not only your representatives, but every single congressperson, every single one.
Not sure if that is what's supposed to be going along with this story. But as far as your tax returns are concerned, H&R Block says that people should check their 2019 tax return status to check those account numbers and those payments. They could be deposited by Wednesday if all of your information is correct. Now, if your bank account number changed or closed during the past couple of weeks, your payment may be delayed there, and people who did get that first round of stimulus money but then didn't get the second round, you should expect to see that payment in the form of either a debit card or a paper check. So a lot to check there, but just double check all your information if you file with H&R Block. That's the bottom line, and they can get that sorted out for you. Reporting live this morning, Mark Thompson, ABC15 Arizona. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, Mark, thank you. Good advice. And of course, so many people in Arizona are in need. Well, it's the video now seen around the world. An Avondale woman seeing smoke at her neighbor's house and getting them out before the flames got even worse. The nurse's quick thinking saved the lives of 4 kids, their parents, and the family's pets. Firefighters say had she not noticed the smoke and sprang into action, the roof would have collapsed on that family within minutes. The neighbors casually knew each other before last week, but now the family says Carolyn is their guardian angel.
She knows she's family now. We're going to forever be grateful.
Oh, now great neighbors. I told them they can't move too far away because they can't run real far.
Unfortunately, the house, though, is a total loss. The family lost all their clothes and their car, but the outpouring from our community has been amazing. In less than 5 days, people have donated more than $34,000. The parents say they're just so overwhelmed and so thankful. Say it all the time, a lot of big hearts here in Arizona.
We are lucky to live here for sure. It is 6:21. You feeling lucky or what? That Mega Millions jackpot, it's even bigger than it was when you went to sleep. The Powerball numbers, they will be pulled tonight, and it means combined, nearly $1 billion up for grabs.
Plus, rallies are set to happen today in D.C., Arizona, and several other places across the country. President Donald Trump even plans to speak. All of this as Congress gets ready to approve the 2020 election results. 625, your voice, your vote. If there's one thing we can all take away from this election cycle, it's that every vote counts. Healthcare worker Kelly Reardon decided to become a more responsible voter a few years ago and started trying to research politicians and bills. Problem was, she really couldn't find what she was looking for, so she and a friend launched WeWillDecide.com. It's a website that tracks all the bills and laws that have been voted on, past and pending.
The biggest feature of the site is being able to vote alongside your representatives, your senators, voting on all the same bills that they vote on, and then getting a calculated percentage of agreement between yourself and not only your representatives, but every single congressperson, every single one.
That's pretty cool. You can learn other things like bills Congress members have proposed and also how often and how they vote. The search engine can find specific representatives on topics like guns, abortion, and COVID. WeWillDecide.com is free to join right now.
Going to try to ease some stress this morning just thinking about a chance for this. $2 for a chance at a long shot dream. This morning we're learning nobody hit the Mega Millions jackpot, and that jackpot now jumps to $490 million for Friday's drawing. Tonight, Powerball, and that jackpot sits at $410 million. As for those odds, well, you know, they're not good, but you do have a 1 in 292 million chance to hit all of those numbers. And my goodness, at least you do have one, right? Up next here at 6:30, Congress is set to certify the election results while protests are planned in the streets. And we will get you a live report from Washington, D.C.
Plus, thousands of jobs going away as consumers spend less on clothes and accessories. Macy's announcing it plans to close dozens of stores.